It is a pleasure to speak today with Mr. Frédéric Bondoux, President of Grand Seiko Europe. Grand Seiko is known for its Japanese craftsmanship, precision, and timeless design. Mr. Bondoux, thank you for being with us today, and welcome to Malaga.
Thank you for, having chosen Grand Seiko 18 months ago at Joyería Marcos in Malaga. It's a great pleasure to be here tonight with you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. What is the main focus of Grand Seiko's strategy today?
It's a good question, indeed. Grand Seiko was created back in 1960 in Japan. It was actually built on four pillars. The basic pillars were the beauty, the precision, the durability, and the legibility of the brand. It was clearly a proud of Japanese watch aficionados. It remained domestic for more than 50 years, and the Japanese management decided actually to go overseas back in 2010, and therefore we created actually different affiliates throughout the world. The first one in the US, then in Europe in 2020, 2 years ago in Singapore, following the strategy to separate the two brands, Seiko and Grand Seiko, which was actually announced during the trade fair in Basel, the Basel World. It's interesting to understand that basically the main objective of the Seiko Watch Corporation management was to establish the first Japanese luxury brand on a global scale. So this is clearly the objective of GS worldwide. But to my personal objective, something which is slightly online but different. I've got kids, and for me it's very important for them that they will consider high-end luxury watch brand that they may consider when they will be turning 25 or 30 years old, Grand Seiko amongst other luxury brands. So this is clearly my objective for GSE in Europe.
Grand Seiko is growing in many places across Europe and around the world. How is the brand working to reach more customers through its retail experience?
Again, this is a very good question. In Europe, we have a bit more than 155 points of sales, continental Europe and UK. On the global scale, we are present in 467 points of sales, including Japan. It's interesting to see that we have chosen the best in their field, because it's a long partnership that we want to establish with our retailers. And clearly, we want to build a brand for the future and for the next generation, as I explained to you. But it's also a question of experience. Grand Seiko was built on two main pillars: this excellence in Japanese craftsmanship and this Japanese way of, doing things on a very precise and very dedicated manners, as well as the Japanese beauty and the Japanese landscape and nature emotion. So this is the two basics of the brand. It's interesting to see that in that sense, we are targeting a very young generation. We started the operation back in 5 years ago in Europe, and our clientele is approximately between 30 and 35 years old. So very young. Yeah, absolutely.
Young. Yes, it's good for young people, for the new generation.
Absolutely. We are clearly working for the future.
Yes,
this is interesting to see.
Yes, it's a very good focus. Huh?
Absolutely.
And can you tell me more about the novelties that Grand Seiko has introduced in 2025?
I will come back to 25 afterwards, but let's come back to the past. Since we started the European operations 5 years ago, we have each year introduced a new dimension in terms of calibers, in terms of movements. It was a new hybrid movement with 18 hours power reserve. It was a new spring drive with 5 days power reserve. It was afterwards the first chronograph on a manual, on a mechanical movement. Then last year it was the hybrid movement, manual winding on a 80-hour power reserve. We did actually in the meanwhile, this beautiful Kodo, which is actually the tourbillon on the same axis as the force constant. And this year we are coming with an exclusive pieces, which is the ultrafine accuracy. Ultrafine accuracy, it's basically a spring drag movement, which is unique to Grand Seiko, which is accurate to 20 seconds per year, which is just actually a true wonder. A lot of novelties have been also introduced this year, but this is clearly one of the key elements of the future product strategies that we will have in Japan and all over the world. This is also very interesting to understand that Grand Seiko may speak the same language as the Swiss, but with a different kind of grammar, a different kind of semantic. We are very much driven by this emotion that comes from Japanese culture, this Japanese search for excellence. You have to understand that when you go to Japan to see our manufacturing sites, it's not CNC operated, it's very much made by hands. The human
it's another philosophy.
Exactly. It's when you look at Grand Seiko dial, it's always a metaphor of the beautiful of the nature. It's like a poetry. And it's interesting to see that our philosophy, which is also linked to this, as you mentioned, this Japanese philosophy, is very linked also to this light and shadows philosophies. You will understand that always this legibility of the brand or on the dial is clearly driven by this play between light and shadows. This is always, quite interesting to see that the Asian touch or the Japanese touch in all our, timekeepers. I am very happy to be here today with you, and I would like you to come to Malaga and to discover at Joyería Marcos all our, collection and treasure. Grand Seiko is something which is clearly different from, the others. We have a passion, drive for finishes, excellence. The way we are achieving our timekeepers are clearly different. It's like, a search for treasure. And if you want to feel the heat, please come, ask the minimum questions, and please discover our, beauties. À bientôt.